Alright, so in this video, I'm going to teach you all how to do a git merge and how to resolve merge conflict. So right now, at first, I'll create a new repository and name it as test, and then with a readme file, create a new repository. So, and then I will clone it to my local machine as usual. Right click, git bash, and then I'll do a git clone, paste, and then press enter. Okay, so right now I'm going to change my directory to the test folder. And so right now let's just create a file, call it as nano temp.txt, and then I'm going to type something temp.txt, and then Ctrl X, Y, enter. And right now I'm going, if you do git status, you can see that temp.txt is untracked file, it's created. And I'm going to git add temp.txt into staging area, and then git commit -m temp.txt is created. Okay, I'm going to commit. Okay, so right now I'm going to use this command so that we can visualize how our commit looks like. Okay, so right now I'm going to do a git push origin master. I'm going to push my commit to my remote repository. And over here, if you do a refresh, you can see that right now temp.txt is being pushed to my remote. And right now, I'm going to make a modification on my local temp.txt. So nano temp.txt. So I'm going to type something like local, okay, one local. Save it as it. And then at the same time, I also want to make some modification on the temp.txt, which is in my remote repository. So I'm going to type something like remote, okay, and then say that one remote. And I'm going to commit my changes. And right now, what I'm going, if you change back, you can see that right now you have 3 commits in your remote repositories, and I haven't commit the temp.txt in my local repository. Right now I'm going to do it. Git add temp.txt, and then you do git status, and then you're going to git commit -m temp.txt. You are going to put something like one local, okay. So right now, if type graph, you can see that right now your master branch of your local is one commit ahead of the master branch of your remote repository. So right now, notice that you have made changes on the same line in the temp.txt of your local and your remote. So right now, if I do a git fetch origin, and over here, if you do graph, you can see that your local and your remote right now is being diverged. You do git status, you can see that your branch, which is your, it says that your branch, which is your master branch, your local master branch, and the origin master, which is your master branch of your origin, have diverged. So you can actually use git pull in order to merge the remote branch into our local branch. So since I've done a git fetch origin, right? So what I'm going to do now is that I can do a git merge origin / master. So this git merge origin / master, they're going to merge the changes in the remote repository into our local repository. So if I do git merge, so it says that right now there's a conflict. Okay, there's a merge conflict in the temp.txt file, and auto merging fail, automatic merge fail. Git doesn't know which line to take, and just recall back just now we have typed something in the same line in the temp.txt in your remote repository and your local repository. You can see that your master branch right now is in a merging state. Okay, and then right now, if you do git status, and then it says that you have unmerged path. Okay, so right now I'm going to edit my temp.txt file. So you can see that The above one, this one is the changes you have made in local, which is your head pointer, which is pointing towards these changes that you have made, and this is the origin master, the changes you have made in the origin. I'm going to take both changes, okay? So I'm going to take both changes and I'm going to put 1 and 2, okay? So I'm going to delete other things and I'm going to type Ctrl X, Y, and save it, okay? So I've cleared the window. You do git status, you have modified the file, right? So I'm going to add it to the staging area. You have to do it manually, and then you have to commit, okay, what you have done. And I'm going to say incorporating both local and remote changes, okay? So if you do a graph, you can see that right now, initially, you have your local, this is your local commit at this particular point, and then you have a remote commit at this particular point, and then you have incorporate both of the changes, and then you have add it to staging area, and then you commit. So right now, they are being merged into one commit. So you can see that now, right now, the new merge commit, this is what we call a merge commit. So this new merge commit, it has two parents. One is from a remote commit, and the other one is from your local commit. What I can do right now, push the merge commit into the origin. So if you come towards your GitHub, you can see that before that it was 3 commits, right? And right now there are 2 commits being added into the remote repository. One is your local commit, and the other one is your merge commit. So you can see the merge commit inside, you have added local and the remote. Alright, so this is how you resolve a merge conflict. So the next time when you see there's a merge conflict, right, you can open up the text file or any file that has the conflict, and then you can manually edit it, because Git doesn't know which line of code or which line of text that should be taken, and then you have to do it yourself manually, okay? And then once you finish editing, what you got to do is that you have to add into staging area, and you have to commit yourself manually. So after you commit, a merge commit will be created, and then, so right now if you do a graph right now, you can see that your local master branch and your origin master branch is in sync at this merge commit, okay? So thank you so much for watching this video.